Welcome to Digimon. Hello and welcome to Digimon, and welcome to another deck profile on the channel. If you're liking this content, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell so you're not missing out on any of the latest content. Now, looking at the deck we've got today, I am making a return to Gaogamon. Gaogamon was one of the kings of BT16, somewhat not as potent as it was now, just because there is some more tricky things it has to deal with, but still one of the best OTK decks in the format. Starting with our eggs, I've got 3 copies of Wanyamon and 1 copy of Bukamon. Bukamon, of course, being limited, and is there just to give us jamming on when we're going up against things with an equal or less stack than we have. And then the Wanyamon is there just for the draw for the Tamer stuff. I have considered going for some of the DP boosting kind of eggs, so I believe there's a Demi-Vmon that some people use. When you've got 8 or more cards to give yourself a little bit more DP, but also we do have a lot of jamming in this, so and a lot of the point of the deck is kind of make ourselves have jamming available to us at all times, and then also be unblockable, so you know, we're not always worried about our DP. Then going into the rookies, we've got 3 copies of the BT14 Gaomon. I've bumped this up from 2 to 3, sorry. Start of main, trash as a security, a source, sorry. It's very late, I've literally just done the 3 Great Angels, hence I've not changed my clothes. So I am freaking tired right now. But anyways, we get rid of one of the sources, we become unblockable, really, really good. And then also opponent's turn inheritable. If when this Digimon would leave, we can duck out this Gaomon from the stack so that we at least keep a little bit of our presence on the board. Then we've got the EX04 This is the best Gaomon. I have considered playing the searching one, but I've just never really gotten on with it. I don't know why, but I've never really gotten on with it whenever I've put it in. This one lets you draw the top card of your deck on play, as well as also your opponent doing the same, so it helps to kind of give yourself some more card advantage, and also helps them to have more stuff in their hand for your effects. Then also has that inheritable of gaining a memory whenever something is bounced to hand. Then I've gotten rid of Betamon instead, and I've now gone for the EX06 Biomon, because I think it's more useful than the Betamon. Has the same inheritable of jamming, but instead of having a useless effect that's only usable by Aegistramon players, we've instead got just blocker on it, which can come in handy. It could potentially save us some damage, you know, so I figured this Biomon is the better way to go instead of the Betamon, and you know, kind of surprised a lot of people aren't putting it in over the Betamon instead. I don't know why, but I think it's the better pick. Next we'll go into our level 4s. We've got the Lanamon first as our hybrid choice. I know a lot of people have been playing the I think it's Kokuriamon as a hybrid from BT7, I can't remember, and that is a good pick because of the fact that you could digivolve on top of your Tamer, and it's got 6k, which means it can survive the blanket DP minusing effects of Valkyremon Ace and good old Shine-Greymon Ruin Mode. Thanks, brain. But I've decided to stick with the Lanamon just because I prefer having a when digivolving effect that's applicable to what we're doing. You know, we take a level 3, we give ourselves jamming for the turn. You know, potentially we might be able to just give the stack jamming by putting Biomon underneath. We might be able to get more memory by doing Gaomon. You know, so I think that's still a more valid effect. So I do still prefer it, but I might try the BT7 hybrid that I can't remember the name of at some point. Then we've got 4 copies of the BT16 Gaogamon. This guy's great because he is another, you know, kind of source for putting cards into your opponent's hand. And when he does that via his when digivolving effect, you're also going to gain a memory if they've got 8 or more, which is great. And it also has that inheritable jamming. You know, we've got loads of ways of giving jamming in this deck now. We then also got the EX4 Gaogamon. Return a opponent's level 3 Digimon to its owner's hand when digivolving, and then also has the same inheritable as the Gaomon from the same set to gain a memory when you're adding stuff to the hand. Then I've gone for 4 copies of the MirageGaogamon from BT13. This guy is integral nowadays because he, when attacking, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in hand, your attack target can't be switched. And then because you've got jamming, you're swinging in for pretty much for free. So he is really good because there's so many big blockers now. You've got stuff like Magnamon X, for example. You need to be able to not be blocked by that guy. So by having a Digimon that just gives us that when attacking, and also 9 times out of 10 we're going to have jamming, so it's going to be a free swing. It's great. And then also what's great as well is when you have swung and you Digivolve into one of your level 6s, you return something from the field to the hand. You then unsuspend with his inheritable, so really great card. Then we've got the BT14 Zudomon Ace, still one of the best level 5 aces going. You're going to trash 2 Digivolution cards from any one of their Digimon, and then return one of their opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the hand. He's not always the ideal level 5 you want to go into, but he is very handy if you're bricking and you've got him and you can just play him out, do a bit of removal, and then you've got a level 5 that you can do your level 6 plays with. So he can be pretty handy. Then we've got the MirageGaogamon from EX06, so still limited, this guy. Could potentially see him being boosted back up, I would be honest. But that could be a contentious subject. Then when Digivolving, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to its owner's hand, so it can be pretty good, especially if you're going up against Numamon, for example, because they've got a lot of level 4s. And then when attacking, mandatory effect this, so remember this in terms of your sequencing, but if you've got 8 or more cards, you unsuspend. So really, really good. Then we go into our level 6s. We've got 4 copies of the BT11 MirageGaogamon, still the best Mirage that there is. You're going to be, when Digivolving, return an opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to the hand. If you don't, you return with their security to the hand, which is awesome. Then has that absolutely mind-bogglingly good all turns effect. When an opponent's when a card is added to your opponent's hand via an effect, you gain memory, 1 for every 4 in their hand. Sorry, I've got hiccups apparently. Which is an exceptionally good effect. I came a cropper to it myself in the mirror match back at regionals. I remember, which almost called me to drop out in rage. But I digress. It's a really, really good card. Then we've got the MirageGaogamon from BT13. This guy's great. He's got evade, which people always forget about. When Digivolving, he returns a Tamer to the hand, which can be really handy against certain decks. And then when something is returned to the hand, you get to play a Thomas out for free. I have considered playing the older, I think it's BT14 MirageGaogamon that is as unblockable as well. I've definitely considered that. But I think this guy's the better of the two, just because he's a way of kind of playing out Tamers for free. You'll notice, of course, in the level 4 slot, we're not playing the BT13 Thomas Gaogamon that allows us to play Thomas for free, which is something I've considered putting in, possibly dropping our other two our other 2 Gaogamons down to 3, so I could put in maybe a couple of copies of it, but we don't know. Don't know yet. Then we've got MirageGaogamon Burst Mode is our level 7, of course. Absolutely bonkers card. When attacking, when Digivolving, first of all, you return one of your opponent's Digimon to the hand, then you gain memory 1 for every 4, just like you do with the Mirage from BT11. Then when attacking, what you're going to do with this guy is you're going to swing in, you're going to return cards from your opponent's hand until they've got 8 left, put them to the bottom of the deck, unsuspend. Not once per turn. You can keep doing that. Exceptionally good card, exceptionally good effect, and is the way that we end the game. The moment we've got into this guy, there are not many things that could happen to stop us from winning at that point. Then we've got 3 copies each of our Thomases. We've got the BT4 one first, on play, trigger draw 1, so it helps with your consistency. And then also, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in hand, you can suspend this guy to unsuspend one of your Gaogamons. So really, really handy as well, especially because we've got the jamming. That applies to all of... in fact, it's not even Gaogas, it's something with Gao in its name. So if a Gaomon managed to survive a swing, you could unsuspend it. But more importantly, your Gaogamons and your MirageGaogamons and your MirageGaogamons of any variety can all unsuspend thanks to this guy. Then we've got the BT13 Thomas, who is an incredibly good combo piece with the burst mode. You're going to obviously use a memory tamer, great for kind of making sure you can continue your plays. Then what he's going to do is when one of your Digimon with Gaomon or Gaogamon in his name is going to attack, you suspend this tamer, both players draw a card. So you trigger that, both players draw a card. You've already triggered the burst mode effect once that turn. Now all of a sudden you've added another card to their hand. They've now got 9 cards in their hand. Trigger when attacking of burst mode again. The amount of people that have called me up on that, like, how does that work? Why does that work? How does it work? It's all because of the way Digimon does its sequencing. So you're still mid-attack, so you know you've not ended your attack. The attack ends once you've done security check. So if you're still swinging in as you trigger your Thomas, you're still attacking, which means they've got 9 cards in hand. You can trigger your when attacking. It's great. Next we go into the options. We've got 2 copies of Full Moon Meteor Impact. This is a Kakaitis Breath on steroids. Returns a Digimon to the hand, and then you gain memory 1 for every 4. So potentially is going to be costing a lot less than the 8 play cost that it's got. Then we've also got Full Metal Blaze, which is a card I was really tempted to take with me to regionals, but didn't, and regretted not doing that. Essentially, you're going to return 2 of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to their owner's hand. Then, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, you then bottom deck one of their level 6s. So really, really good at getting things into your opponent's hands, especially in certain matchups against Numamon, who plays a lot of level 4s. You're almost guaranteed to make, you know, to get two cards back into their hand. It's fantastic. Then, as are searching cards, and I was actually very tempted to play these at 4 each, but I've gone for 3 each just to, you know, allow us to have a bit of a higher rookie count and some better options in terms of the kind of removal. We've got 3 copies of the Blue Memory Boost, and then we've also got 3 copies of the Mental Training. Both are there to just search pieces. Blue Memory Boost obviously only searches Digimon, but digs for 4. Mental Training can search for anything, only digs for 2. Both kind of have similar delay effects. One gains 2 memory, the other one reduces a distribution by 2. So both really, really good. I was at one point playing I think it's Speed plugin at one point, but we've got so much jamming and you know, kind of things to stop us from getting blocked now. I don't know if you do need it. I might try and sneak it back in, maybe take out one of the full moon meteor impacts and put it back in just for the lols. But I never found myself using it that often, as much as I love the idea of it. But that's the deck. Let me know what you guys think. I will try and get MirageGaogamon filmed on the channel at some point. It's an odd deck actually in terms of the algorithm. I don't know why, but the algorithm never likes MirageGaogamon. All of the Mirage videos that we've done have not done very well. So if you do like this, please make sure to like the video, subscribe, ding that notification bell, and share. If you like Gaogamon, show the appreciation, share it out, and then maybe do that for any matches we do with it as well. You gotta love the YouTube life, guys. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys really like this one. Again, you know, any improvements you think I could make to this build, let me know. I hope you guys have learned a little thing or two from this build as well. And we'll see you again soon. But until then, keep it digital.